There are many conditions for picking the very best of teams in Injustice 2 Mobile. You could say, okay, a very good team or some of the best teams are teams that you don't need to have the special artifacts, which are artifacts that you can't get unless you are extremely lucky or you drop some quid. Or you could even say the best teams are the teams that don't need perfect gameplay because we know that not everybody has the best connections or the best devices. So yeah, there's so many conditions you could pick anyone that suits your narrative, but I think ultimately the best flex for any team is that you don't need any solo rate specific artifact to do your damage. Like the additional attack you get is what makes a lot of teams good in this game. But if as a team you can come out and say, I don't even need that additional attack, just put me with the right setup, the right artifacts, and the right team members, and I'm good. Top of this list, of course, is Beast Boy. We all know, of course, that Beast Boy is a beast, but when he does something like this, where you are going into a solo raid, you guys saw the setup for this match. No Dark Knight specific artifact is used in this fight. You just have to play properly. So you can't go into this match and just spam specials. I've said it before. When using Beast Boy, you know the best. You have 30 seconds. You have a 30-second window where you can do the majority of your damage. And what you need to do in that 30-second window, you can see I'm maintaining, or I was maintaining 41 combo meter for 30 seconds. It's over now. But one thing you should know is that that's when you're going to do your most damage, when you have at least 40 hits on your combo meter. So when you are using Beast Boy and you don't have any solo rate specific artifact, or maybe like me, you are crazy and you don't want to use any solo rate specific artifact to get the additional attack and health, then you do something like this. It doesn't even matter whether the boss is going to do super move or whatever, you don't give two fucks. Because as soon as you start spamming your special 3, you are set, you are golden. You are going to use your 40 hit combo, of course, for 30 seconds. And that period, you're going to do majority of your damage, and you're going to have a lot of time to now complete the remaining damage. You can see the setup I'm using. I'm using Vixen, and I'm using Classic Wonder Woman. This is the best setup if you really don't want to use any solo raid specific artifacts, because Classic Wonder Woman, of course, give you an extra 100% critical attack damage, getting extra 200% attack, which is very vital for the damage of Beast Boy. So yes, this team is amazing. You don't have solo raid specific artifact, or you have weak artifact, you are going to one shot from normal mode to H7 tier 1 to tier 5. You are set. Beast Boy is amazing. 4 stars, mind you, but even if you have him at 3 stars, it will just take you, see, I had some time left, it will just take you a bit more time, but even with your 3-star Beast Boy, you are going to be able to achieve the same result. Up next is the Metal Team. Now, Metal Team is amazing, but I never thought in my wildest dreams that Metal Team would be able to do what Beast Boy has just done, which is Metal Team. You saw my setup. No solo raid specific artifact. But of course, you have to be very careful. You have to play properly. So you can't just coast along the match like when you have solo raid specific artifacts that give you extra attack and extra health. You have to be strategic. Number one, you can see I'm fighting against a character that does a lot of damage. So to take advantage of this, I'm using the God Killer artifact on my Batwoman the Drowned. What this is going to do for me is, number one, is going to weaken my opponent. Number two is going to give me additional damage, additional attack specifically, and that will help me do more damage. So, what if I wasn't fighting against a boss that has this? If you're fighting like a tier 1 or tier 2 boss that they barely do any damage, using God Killer, you won't be able to one shot. In that scenario, you have to switch things up and use an artifact like the Crown of Kandak Ruler, which is going to give you 300% damage, and yes, you would be able to one shot without solo raid, the specific solo raid artifact, like the additional attack and health you get from the solo raid specific artifact. So yes, Batwoman the Drowned with Robin King, Metal Team can one shot. This is, guys, this is something I don't even think of normally. Like, why would a team be able to one shot Heroic 7, 2 billion health, 1.9 billion health without having a solo raid specific artifact? That's crazy. And to me, that's, at this point, that's the only reason, that's the only way to determine the best teams in this game. the best setup. If you okay, let me know the only, but I would say that's predominantly the best way to determine the best teams for solo raid. First of all, we talked about Beast Boy able to destroy without solo raid specific artifact. Now the metal team, specifically Robin King and Batwoman the Drowned, causing mayhem in this solo raid without solo raid specific artifact. This is truly, truly amazing, guys. You just love to see it. Yeah, you guys, I would really love to get comments from you and like to see how if you've even ever tried this. I'm not talking about trying it in normal mode. I'm talking about like heroic 7, heroic 6, where you are fighting 1.9 billion health. Have any of you ever actually tried this, or do you use this regularly? Personally, I wouldn't say I would use this regularly because yeah, it doesn't require perfect gameplay, but I don't know. Some days I just don't want to waste time. Like I think the major thing that is causing for me is that I will end up wasting so much time. I think that's the only drawback. Match that if you had solo rate active file, you'd have finished in let's say the first 1 minute or 1 minute and some seconds, you end up using the whole 3 minutes. So yeah, that's the only drawback I see in this whole thing. Extra time wasted. Anyways, the final team, the OG team, Raven with League of Anarchy, Heartbreaker Harley Quinn, and Entangling Poison Ivy. Yeah. So this team, I don't think it comes as a surprise. We know if you put Raven with almost anybody, they're able to do very well. But specifically this team, if you use Raven with League of Anarchy team, yes, a one shot is pretty much guaranteed. You have multiple ways you could set up. In my own case, I am using because normally I would use DMC on my Heartbreaker Harley Quinn, but because I'm trying to avoid using DMC, which in this case would be a solo raid specific artifact, I have to use Crown of Kandak Ruler so that I don't get any extra attack or any extra health. But ideally, I would just prefer to use DMC. With Crown of Kandak Ruler, you have to do a couple of specials with Harley Quinn, which will take you more time. But if you're using DMC, you don't need to do any of that. You just need to tag in Heartbreaker Harley Quinn, do some basic attacks, and honestly, you are set. And yeah, it will just take you probably a minute plus or 2 minutes, but it's very, very fast. So if you didn't have a strong solo rate specific artifacts or you didn't have any for some reason, maybe you were clumsy and you accidentally broke yours. Well, this is the third thing that I've tested that is able to do this. And like I said, it is truly, truly amazing that there are teams in this game, there are setups in this game. Like if you had told me Raven and Heartbreaker Harley Quinn and LOA, I'll say yes, Raven and any team would do well. But when you now say without solo read specific artifacts, that's why I'm like, dude, that's crazy. But yeah, it works here. So there's some other setups I could try. But these are the three that I've tested out so far. No solo read specific artifact, and yes, they perform very well. Anyways, I've rambled on way too much. If you enjoy my videos, guys, you want to support me, you can smash that join button and become a member on the channel, or you can just simply smash the subscribe button. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Wow, this was really amazing to make. I really enjoyed these teams. Can't believe no solo read artifacts. That's crazy. See.